Hello everyone, my name is Viviani. Today I want to review this book. This is Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari. These books contain a breakthrough in human creation and evolution. These books also explores how biology and history define humanity and enhance our understanding of the meaning of being human. 100,000 years ago, there were at least 6 species on Earth. Most books on human history pursue historical or biological approaches, but Dr. Noah Harari presents books with a different approach, namely historical and scientific from various perspectives that have never existed before. Dr. Harari also forced us to look at the future of humanity. Because over the last few decades, humans have begun to bend the law of natural selection that have governed life for the past 4 billion years. And for regarding the physical books and its design, the cover design of book is very simple. The dominance of pure white with clearly visible title and author names. This is the title, and this is the author name. There are human fingerprint in here, as illustrated images, possibility refers to the history of mankind, which is the subject of the book. This book is very beautiful when you just break the seal, but if not careful, it will get dirty quickly because the color is pure white. Each section in the book is separated by a pages of special marker that contain pictures and description. For the example, like this one, it has picture and it has description. At the beginning of this book, we have been presented with a timeline of history that is very interesting to read. Starting from the formation of universe 13 billion years before present, to the present and the future. The future section contains question, not information. Does intelligent design become the basic principle of life? Homo sapiens is replaced by superhuman. Yuval flexible and sometimes humorous style makes this book nice to read. For example, biologists label organism with two-part Latin name, genus followed by species. For example, at the pages number 5, lion, for example, are called Panthera leo, the species Leo of genus Panthera. Presumably, everyone reading this book is Homo sapiens, the species Sapiens wise of the genus Homo, man. When the writer explained the topic of his topic by analogizing something or using certain parables, is very helpful for lay reader like me to understand the subject. For the example, at the pages number 57. Today, Chinese factory hand leaves home around 7 in the morning, makes her way through polluted streets to a sweet shop, and there operate the same machine. In the same way, day in, day out, for 10 long and mind-numbing hours, returning home around 7 in the evening in order to wash dishes and do the laundry. 30,000 years ago, a Chinese forager might leave camp with her companions at, say, 8 in the morning. They roam the nearby forest and meadow, gathering mushrooms, digging up edible roots, catching frogs, and occasionally running away from the tiger. By early afternoon, they were back at the camp to make lunch. They left them plenty of time to gossip. tell stories, play with the children, and just hang out. Of course, the tigers sometimes caught them, or snake bit them. But on the other hand, they didn't have to deal with automobile accident and industrial pollution. Sometimes even too flexible and very relaxed. For example, at pages number 100. 103, I think. Oh, yes. The most aggressive rhymes, those that showed the greatest resistance to human control, were slaughtered first, so were the skinniest and the most inquisitive females. Shepherds are not fond of the sheep, whose curiosity takes them far from the herd. With each passing generation, the sheep become fatter, more submissive, and less curious. Voila! Mary had a little lamb, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. And controversial theories are certainly scattered in this book. One of them is about the origin of human, which has always been debated. For the example, at the pages number 5, our nearest living relative includes chimpanzees, gorillas, and orangutans. The chimpanzees are the closest. Just 6 million years ago, a single female ape had 2 daughters. One became the ancestor of all chimpanzees, the other is our own grandmother. Or a sentence that make us astonished. For example, at pages number 19. So the population did not merge, but a few lucky Neanderthal genes did hitch a ride on the Sapiens Express. It is unsettling and perhaps thrilling to think that we Sapiens could at one time have sex with an animal from a different species and produce children together. In the end, there are 2 most important chapters in this book, and not to be missed. The 2 chapters are the meaning of life, a chapter that discusses the meaning of human life, and the afterward chapter, the animal that become a god, which contains various possibilities of what humanity will become in the future, with all the technological sophistication and success to become the main species among other species. Through the book Sapiens, the author seems to try to provide insight to the reader as to what the history of mankind in terms of various disciplines, especially biology and history. From biology, the origin of the universe is from dust, then followed by the Big Bang Theory, and humans are no different from other species that have also undergone an evolution. That's all for me. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, everyone.